Hi, we're Oxygen Conservation, and this is the Shoe Room Sessions.
Our 3 Scottish estates, each of them are the same size as Exeter.
Oh my.
And bear in mind,
Wow.
there's like 10 houses on this estate. So, and you've got to come to the Invergeldy one, it's amazing. It's shaped like this. So you stand there and it's like Exeter is giving you a hug, because it's like there's virtually no one there and the whole landscape just holds you differently. And it's amazing how the different estates, depending on how they're shaped, feel so different.
Yeah.
So you can go to a 5,000 acre estate that feels ginormous, and you can go to a 20,000 acre one that feels really small. They're so bizarre.
Also, it's with the weather as well, and like what the weather captures in that valley. So, for
That
example,
is literally Invergeldy. Like everything you can see in that shadow is ours. Yeah.
everything you can see is what the light touches. What's
that from? Lion King?
Lion
King?
that from?
I think that's the most offended I think I've ever heard you guys be when I've said anything. Like not knowing that is like the most out there thing.
Yeah, I'm not very good at quotes, but I know my Lion King.
Yeah,
You must.
No, but yeah. We should probably start by telling people who you are and what you do.
So, I'm Tasmin Chilcott and I work at Dryrobe as a sustainability manager. So I do a lot of digging around the company to see where we can be better, what we're kind of doing, finding out what we're doing, and just doing whatever we can in terms of when we do business, like, is that the right decision? Are we doing the right thing? And making changes wherever we possibly can. Sometimes they're short ones, sometimes they're really, really long ones, but it's the long game that we're here for.
Love it. So for the 1 or 2 people in the entire of Britain who don't know, who are Dryrobe and what do you do?
Yeah, so Dryrobe are a change robe company. So change robe is, how do I put it? So imagine you're surfing or swimming, you have your wetsuit on, you have your swimsuit on, you're outside, you're in a car park, you're getting changed. You want to get changed with maybe some dignity, maybe staying a bit warm, the weather may be a bit adverse. So what we do with the change robe, you pop it on, put it in your arms, and you get changed underneath. So you have all your dignity in place, everything's nice and warm. You can also trundle back to the car in your dry robe, which is what I do after swimming as well. But yeah, that's what we do. Essentially, a big coat that holds everything in.
And so my background was whitewater kayaking and passion doing that. And I remember getting changed in a lot of car parks with very small towels and with an audience. There was no dry robes then.
No.
So when did Dryrobe become a thing? And talk to us about how the company's grown and what sort of scale you're at now.
Yeah, so back in the day, Gideon Bright is the founder. He used to surf a lot, and as we know in the Devon coastline, Cornish coastline, the better surf is in the winter. So that's when it's blowing a hoolie, it's windy, it's raining, it's sideways.
I
on
love
your
that
face.
word.
The hoolie.
Yeah.
It's so nice. So he used to go home and his mum was like, so how's the surf? He said, it's really good. It's just getting changed in the car park is horrible. Like, it's so cold. His mum's a seamstress, right? So she goes to the shop, she gets some fabric, like tent material and some like toweling material. She's like, I'll make you something. I'll make you a little something. She makes him this thing. It's got like a draw cord around the neck. We've got it in the office. It's like really
You've got
retro.
the first one still in the office?
It's like retro. It's like blue and orange with like a line through it. It's actually pretty cool.
Can you send us a photo of that?
Yeah.
And we'll put it in the podcast. That's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, he has it in the back of the car and he's in the car park with his mates. And he's like, oh God, it's so cold. It's really cold today. Can I get this really embarrassing thing out of my car? And he's like, I've got to. So he gets out, puts it on, ties it up. He's getting changed and his mates are like, oh, can I have a go on that, please? It looks really good. So then from there, that's how it started. And then he's like, oof, I think we can make some more of these. Anyone interested in getting one? His mate's like, yeah, I'll have one. Gets them made up. Then gets quite popular and then he puts it on Twitter when Twitter was big at the time. Any other mates who wants to get involved? I think like Andy Cotton was one of them. Save your hell yeah. Like, yeah, let's do this. So got it made locally I think they make like kayaking equipment and wetsuit things and do wetsuit repairs in the village in Braunton in North Devon where we are. Gets a few made up. So they get made up there first. But then the big boom comes in like 2016 where we start supplying kit to the GB team in the Olympics. So they're wearing them in the Olympics and the Paralympics. And we support them every year going on, which is amazing. But then like the biggest growth is like during COVID, obviously the British government are like, everyone get outside. But the weather, luckily, that year was quite nice, but everyone was like getting outside. So that led to like a huge uptake in like people outdoor swimming, going for dips, going for walks, going surfing, trying to surf, anything they possibly can. And it just broke down that barrier of like that initial thing of you being like, oh, I don't know if I should go outside. It's a little bit cold. I'm not too sure. But that barrier is like, you put on your Dryrobe and you're cozy, you're warm, like, I can get outside now. It's ideal. So since then, the growth has just happened more and more.
So how big's the company today? Give us it in measurables.
Yeah, measurables, we are at about 55 staff. So when I joined about 3 years ago, we're at 30 something. So the growth has grown quite big since then. Yeah, and we're scaling. So we are present in Germany, France, Ireland, USA as well. We're also like all across the world in different places. We've got a big event coming up, the World Winter Swimming Championships in Finland.
Wow.
So I don't know if you heard about this, but they cut the swimming lanes out of ice.
And is it how long they can swim for, distance or time, or?
I think so. It's basically the really hardcore swimmers are coming to that event from all across the world. And we're sponsoring that event. So obviously it's like core Dryrobe territory where...
So are they getting normal Dryrobes, or are you going double thickness?
No,
or?
So Dryrobes are super, super warm. Like even though they're made out of 100% recycled materials, we've done so well in terms of the waterproofing capability, the windproofing capability, the fleece lining, like you're always going to be warm. Yeah.
I have the neon pink inside one and the black camouflage outer.
Love that.
It's amazing.
So good. I think that's one of our most popular ones as well. Yeah.
Nice.
It's good.
So is founder still involved?
Yeah, he's very much there every day. Yeah, he's great. Yeah.
He must just be like, this is mad to have gone from my mum's sewing machine in the car park to this incredible. Like there isn't a comparable. So you are to that product and sector what Google is to search. It is the Dryrobe.
Yeah.
Like every other one is called a Dryrobe, whether it is or not. You've literally defined the sector.
Yeah, it's insane like how he's created the sector like a Dyson or a Hoover, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then now it's like, okay, we're there as the leaders and we want to stay like the innovators and everything and keep growing like that. And I think it really shows like how well you're doing when like the athletes are using it, and then you have this incredible backing from people who are like Andy Cotton, who's doing the 100-foot wave. You've got Ross Edgley last week just finished swimming across like around Iceland in his swim. Like he's getting in and out of the water putting his Dryrobe on, and you're like, it just shows the credibility of that. And that's what we always want to aim for. Like the performance of the product is always going to be there. The quality of the product, like we're making things to last as long as you need it for. Like in our mind, that's forever. Like you want that Dryrobe to stay with you on your journeys, on your adventures forever.
That's such a hard balance, isn't it? Because commercially, it's always like, oh no, we kind of want them to buy another one next year and the year after. But you guys don't. Explicitly, like, we want you to buy one for life and love it and use it and hammer it.
Yeah.
But that's not good for the bottom line.
No.
So how do you balance those two tensions?
Yeah, so I think it's with that one, you want it to live on. You want to be able to pass that product on throughout its lifespan. What we've recently done is launch a partnership with Reskinned. That was it's a year in the making of trying to get that on board. But it's like, we want you to have that product. We know that things change. We know that your sizing may change. You know that you may no longer want it for swimming or surfing. You may no longer need to change inside of it. So you might just want it for walking, camping, dog walking, or whichever.
But you see people doing that lots now, like using them as big coats.
Yeah. So I think with that one as well, it's people, what we find is people buy the product initially for like their surfing or swimming. And they're like, well, I've got it. This is amazing. And as we've seen, especially the last 2 weeks of the weather, it can be really sunny one minute and the next minute it's pouring it down. And what really happens as well with that is when people are out in the outdoors and they see someone else wearing a Dryrobe, but you may, like, let's say I'm out there without my Dryrobe and I'm like, oh, I've been caught out. I wish I had my Dryrobe. I wish I had a Dryrobe. And
Dryrobe envy.
Yeah, the Dryrobe envy comes in. You're like, oh, I wish I had that. But yeah, like going back to like how we keep people in, like, it's something we want everyone to be part of the community. And I feel that the word of mouth of having that product just grows and grows and grows. And instead of just like pumping out loads of different products, we just want to always keep that quality and performance with that one product. And we're making it a little bit more accessible now for people like to buy a second-hand Dryrobe through Reskin, let's say, when that launches next month. And then also they can like get on board and like maybe if they want to get a refresh of a colour, they can get that one too. But once people are in and they understand the quality of the products they're making, they're like very much in for the long haul. And people are like, we've had your Dryrobe for years and like we're recommending it to everybody. We get the next product. Like it's really lovely.
Amazing.
Yeah.
How on earth did you end up in this role?
How did I?
What's your story?
So mine isn't, I wouldn't say it's a typical like sustainability manager story. So I went to university and did events management. So
Where did you go?
Gloucestershire. So I
Okay.
stayed in the southwest. Like I was born in Devon, like stayed in Devon forever. And at the time, the cities were a bit scary. And then I then worked in like events and marketing for quite a few years in like London. Loved it, great. But there's one day I met my university mates down at Morgan Porth, and I was like, what the hell am I doing? Like, I love the sea, I love the ocean, I love nature. I'm just helping companies sell more stuff. And it's not the greatest stuff, it's crap stuff. I'm giving away freebies to people, and it's like, this isn't what I want to do. And then I remember in London, I started going to talks with I think Finisterre and talks with Emily Penn, who was doing some ocean conservation research.
Expedition X.
That's the one, yeah. And she went to Tonga. Cool. So I actually ended up doing the same thing. Yeah. So I handed in my notice at work and I was like, I'm going to leave in June. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to go and do sustainability stuff. So ended up I like signed on to this Canadian yacht research thing, doing microplastic research in Tonga, working with local community about how, like, understanding how they deal with trash, because in my mum's heritage as well was from Asia, so it's a very similar background where it's like everything's made from nature, everything should be disposed in nature. So you have like all your wrappings is like banana leaves and stuff, whereas things are being shipped to them, they have no idea how to get rid of them. It's like, oh, that battery pack that has cardboard and plastic gets thrown. So it's like a hard...
That is an amazing... I'd never heard the explanation as to why sort of littering culturally was so prevalent. Yeah. Well, it's because that's the behaviour pattern that was embedded and taught, and well, of course it's from nature, so you would just give it back. Yeah. But what they're giving back wasn't.
No, it's not. And I've seen it in my family as well, and it's like, I'm like, Auntie Celia, what are you doing? Like, why are you throwing that there?
Well, it's banana leaf. No, it isn't.
No, it's not. No.
Yeah.
So did this for a bit. Also, before I left London, I was volunteering with the whale company. They did like a source to sea paddle from the source of the Thames all the way to the Thames. And on the way, they were going to schools and educating kids at the time about why plastics in rivers are bad, and like how it all ends up to like how if you put anything in the river, it goes out to sea, how it's all connected. And on the way, they were like making bunting and being like, this is what the ocean means to me, and this is what plastic means to me. And they delivered it to the Thames at the end. But on that whole journey, I was like managing everything on the ground for them, basically. So when I was traveling, I got an email from them saying, there's a job going at Starboard, like the windsurf and paddleboarding company. They're looking for an intern for environmental management. Would you be keen? I was like, yeah, I'll go for it. Give it a go. So then...
What changed for you from being the person that was scared of cities to the person that handed in their notice and jumped on a boat to Tonga and then took a job, went, why not? What changed?
When I was at uni, I was a brand ambassador for like all these different brands. So it was like experiential marketing, guerrilla marketing stuff. And I love people like so much. I've always loved chatting with people, always loved being around people. And then did that for 4 years with them. And they're like, you should apply for the internship again. So I applied for the internship, ended up working in London and just absolutely loved it.
Do you think that marketing process, just every conversation you gained like an element of confidence more, and it just built towards it?
Yeah, I think so. I think because in Devon, you're so safe and cocooned. But also it's like going to a city, like being a mixed race girl, in the city, you feel so much more comfortable. I feel so much more comfortable because I can relate with people a lot more. I feel you're not being looked at, you're not being stared at, and things like this as well.
So interestingly, what I'm hearing is you thought you were comfortable in Devon.
Yeah, but then...
But actually, once you realised you weren't, that's fascinating,
isn't it?
What would you tell a younger you anything with what you know now?
Just go for it. Like if there's anything, I did. Though I think I was 21, and I was like, I was going to do whatever I want to do, and it's like you can do anything you want to do. Like it's right there. You shouldn't. You're always going to grow. You're always going to develop. You're always going to want to be better. You get to a point, it's like, no, I want more. No, I want to do this, and you can always do more. So nice.
So you take the job at Starboard?
Take the job at Starboard, work with them in Thailand for a year. COVID
happened. Did you know the job was going to be Thailand, or did you start over here?
No, I just flew over.
Okay.
Yeah, so at the time I was travelling, I like went to New Zealand, went to Australia, went to the Philippines, to my family. Found out I got a job whilst in the Philippines, flew home for 2 weeks, packed all my bags, went to Thailand, lived there for a year. It was amazing. Like, it's it's also, it was so sad because it's such a beautiful country and you want to do so much. You want to do everything you possibly can. So at that point I was involved with Trash Hero, the charity that basically removes trash from sidewalks and the oceans, going to Chamber of Commerce meetings representing Thai Norwegian companies, which was insane. So like it was a huge growth area. And luckily the CEO like really trusted me to be like, you can head up these meetings, and like because he's really busy. But then he has the same mindset. It's like, well, we may as well be doing everything we possibly can. Let's try. So I would go into the city, do these meetings for them, and then come back, and then be writing like educational programs for like Myanmar, because at the time they were going through like a military coup and no one could go out, which means the kids also were not getting the education they wanted and stuff as well. So then we would write, like myself and my Thai partner, like work partner, would write up a education program to give to them, and hopefully they could do it on the ground there. It was amazing. It was amazing.
That's absolutely mad.
Crazy cool. Yeah. So yeah, worked for them for 3 years, came to the end of that, and then went into carbon accountancy.
That's quite a leap.
Yeah, I know. It went from a very, very fun corporate sports brand to very, very corporate.
Yeah, so I'm this globetrotting adventurer in adventure sports and ocean stuff.
Yeah.
I know carbon accountancy feels the way to go. Why?
Just wanted to learn more. So it was with Inspired Energy, like the UK's biggest energy brokering company. I have no idea how I found that job. I don't remember what website I was on, and I'm like, next thing you know, we've got an interview. I'm like, we're just going to go for the interview.
So there's an outside chance you never applied for it? They've just invited you for interview anyway?
Usually, partly, maybe, who knows? But it was really good. Like I worked for, I think I had like 18 different clients at a time across 18 different industries.
What on earth was that interview conversation like?
I can't remember. It was honestly like, what things have you done before in terms of carbon? Like with Starboard, I used to do the life cycle assessments for our boards and our events and everything like this. So I guess that's what transferred over to them.
And enthusiasm, charisma, cool stories, and they just wanted to hang out with you, right?
Yeah, everyone wants to
I think that's the secret rule no one says about interviews.
Yeah.
Most of it is, do I want to work with this person every day?
Yeah.
And if the answer is yes, you've got a pretty good chance of getting a job.
Yeah. That's the thing though, because to get on with someone, you have to have that back and forth, that growing of conversation, the growing of knowledge, and to bring it from each other. And also, when you're more relaxed, you're more likely to open your brain, aren't you?
We literally call it the car test. So because we've got land from Cornwall to the Cairngorms in the Highlands, from the Welsh coast to Norfolk, we often have to travel for like 5 hours at a time together. So we literally put people who we're going to offer jobs to in the car with the team and say, because if you're going to hate the person for 4 or 5 hours, that's a long time to be in that car.
Yeah.
So yeah, do they pass the car test? Yes, no.
It's a really good way. Also, it's probably like a good way to meet like mates as well, isn't it? And same with Dryrobe, like everyone we work with, like we do long travels. We had like a 9-hour journey to Lowestoft a few months ago, and we're like, luckily we all get on, don't we? Like luckily, but it is so true. Like
if you can choose who you work with, why wouldn't you choose people you like?
Exactly. Yeah. This is why so many conversations, friends, like we can do this business. We can do this business. Yeah.
Interesting. We'll get on to the entrepreneurial bits. So we're carbon accounting at this point.
We're carbon accounting hard. So we're working long, very, very long hours, very long days. It's one of the clients I had was it was a farm company who do all of the UK's eggs, every egg product you can imagine. That's what they did. And then it was such good learning because you're like, okay, they get their food for this over in South America. It comes all the way across over here. It then goes through a milling process that they also organise. They also manage that. Their carbon footprint is huge. So then you have to do the net zero strategy for them. And you're like, how are you going to be net zero?
I mean, is the answer they're not, presumably?
No, I don't think so. The hardest part about that job is knowing most of the clients you have. A lot of them are government-based as well. They're doing it because they have to report to like the PN 0621, that thing where you have to get procurement and it has to be through the government. So they know that they've got some sort of strategy. They know that they're looking at their carbon emissions and they're never going to act on it. Sometimes. I don't know, not all of them, but sometimes they do, but not all of them care, which is
Did you struggle keeping, because you're really positive and enthusiastic, did you struggle to keep that in the face of knowing most of this is bullshit?
Yes, that's why I left. It's a very honest thing, but that's why I left. Like,
I worked for the government for 9 years.
I see.
And I had a migraine every month because I was allergic to lying.
Yeah, that's the thing. And whatever job you're doing, you have to believe in it. You really have to believe
Yeah, I
in it.
didn't believe in any
Yeah,
of it.
it's hard. And that's when you see your happiness going down, that's when you've got to go. So
Is
the
that y-
Dryrobe came.
Is that your advice you'd give anyone who feels that way listening to this? If you
Yeah,
feel sad at work, just go.
you have to go. Like,
Life's too short, right?
yeah, you'll go through the motions. Like, you'll have different days. You have good days, bad days. But the moment you're not sleeping for a period of time, that's time to get out. Yeah.
How long was that period for you?
It wasn't long. I stayed there for 6 months and then I handed in my notice. And then I stayed for 7.
And did you go straight to Dryrobe from there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wonderful. And is that a job you saw, or did they see you? How did that come about?
They saw me. Yeah. So it's a small place in Devon. You kind of get to know everybody.
And
as
you were
well.
living back in Devon at this
Living
point?
back in Devon at this point, yeah. Yeah, because I was working remotely for the other company. Again, that's another thing. I love being around people, so working from home was really hard.
I bet.
Yeah. So, yeah. So then I got the call out for that. Had the interview, and it was another thing where like you just click into it with the people you're being interviewed by, and like, this is so nice. Like, I'd actually love to be your friend as well as work here. It's so lovely. Yeah.
Brill.
Yeah.
So 3 years there now, did you say?
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
Nice. So some of this stuff will predate you, but I'm really interested in like you mentioned 2016 and the campaign with the GB team. How on earth did that come about?
Oh, I actually don't know this answer.
Because it's you got I think Adidas had the big campaigns and stuff, so it's fascinating how that one came about. And what about the other ambassador type stuff? How do those relationships, are they ones that are all long term? How do new ambassadors come into the process? So like we love Ross. He's a friend of Ben's, so we know him really well. How do those come about? How do you find the right people?
So initially, the ones that would be local first, so Cotty and Laura Crane would be close, and Save Hellier. But what we're looking for is people who are genuinely using those products. So, like, for example, with Camilla Kemp, the surfer in the Olympics, she is like needing that product. She's surfing. She needs to stay warm after the heats and get ready for the next one. People like the environmentalists and community creators, Cal Major and Save Hellier, they are always using the product. They're always out there. They're paddleboarding, they're swimming, which is more relatable for people in the people like in the general community.
Yeah.
It's people who are really using the products and people who are inspirational and aspirational that we can like be inspired by and be like wanting to wear the products because of them. And what is so nice is we get to wear those products. Like, people, like general public, can wear them for anything. Like, I'm so proud that we can be wearing these products.
Yeah, it's literally the same tech and the same product, right?
Exactly the same.
Whereas if you're playing tennis or whatever, yes, you can get a racket that's pretty similar, but you probably haven't got Djokovic's racket.
Yeah, exactly. But we have the same thing, which is epic.
And in those people, so you mentioned the aspirational, the inspirational bit. Are they the key brand values that connect?
Yeah, so it's mainly our key values would be quality and performance. And then we do want to be aspirational as well. But aspirational in anyone's eyes, like personally, can be anything. So it's like someone maybe like, I just want to get outside today. Fine. This is going to help break down that barrier to get you outside. We want people to be outside and make it more accessible for them too.
And how does a value like quality present on a day-to-day basis? How would that be brought to life within the business? Because so many crap businesses send the management team away, they lock themselves in a hotel for a few days and come back and say, our values are these 3 words we've just painted on the wall, and everyone's like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah, no. So we believe in our products. Like, it's designed to be made of quality and performance. Like, no matter what you're using, you want to be able to pick up that piece of kit and know it's going to do what you need it to do. Like, when it comes to buying your products, you have 12 months as a performance guarantee to be like, if anything happens, if there's anything like something comes apart or the zip goes a bit funny, like, just let us know, we take it back, return it. And then that product then goes into a resale, which is what we do for local people, and like just giving back a little bit, and everything that's made from that will then goes to charity. There's also aspects with, as I mentioned earlier, we've got Reskinned, which we've just launched, we wanted to launch for a long time. And we know that our products last for a long time. We know that there's so much life in them. Like, one person's end of life may be different to someone else's. And we know that if you're going to trade it back, it will have that next life through the resale and be able to keep
almost
going.
In some ways, how good your product is makes that recycle and resell harder.
Yeah.
Because if it was breaking down after a year, there's going to be more demand for another one. But because yours is there for a long time, it's harder to put units into that supply chain.
It is. And but it's something that we've always wanted to do. Like, we don't just want to be making rubbish stuff. Like, we know the planet's got limited resource. We know that if we're using recycled materials, that's amazing. Like, it's 100% recycled. If we can then keep it in the loop, like a product made is better than making a new product completely. So if we know that if we can keep that going, it's going to be better for the long term. Like, we're trying that with every aspect we do, including our packaging. It's like we're just working so hard to reduce the resources that we're using. So something that we did earlier last year was put in place a trial of like, how can we not rely on cardboard boxes so much? Like, what can we use instead? It was a transition between paper bags and cardboard boxes. So we introduced it beginning of this year to the smaller items of our products, like when they go out to sale, instead of sending them out in a cardboard box, we're sending them out in paper bags. So in terms of resource conservation, we've saved like 8 tons of packaging from January to June. And that's not even our busiest time of year.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And has the feedback from customers been, is there a preference? Is there a problem either way?
Like, there's barely anything.
No one notices.
No
they
one
just
notices,
rip it open and want to go.
They're using it, like their touch point on that is a few seconds, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they don't really know.
I guess you want to be at one extreme or the other. You want to be at the Apple end of the spectrum where they make a huge point of the opening of the box and it feels celebratorial. But there's a big price point that comes with that.
Yeah.
And a big impact point. Or you want to be at the other end of the spectrum. I'm in and I've got it. We recorded a podcast with Tom Sobey, who owns Origin Coffee, which is a super cool Cornish brand, last week. Time's gone crazy in my head. They're getting rid of all packaging for their wholesale customers, and they're effectively sending coffee out in reusable dry bags.
Oh, that's good.
So you could almost have a quirky thing whereby it was sent out in a dry bag, that itself is a product, so there is no packaging.
Yeah.
Now, that would have a price increase on things because you'd have to do it as well. But a Dryrobe themed dry bag that you could then go back into afterwards, then you're packaging-less completely.
That's amazing, yeah. I've looked at, I think it's Repack and Movo packaging. They do the packaging, it's very, very similar, where you pack it in there and then you post it back. So it's all prepaid. They do all like the cleaning and everything for it.
There's a QR code on the bottom of this bag, and the wholesalers will take a photo of the QR code and say, we want this, we want that, and it automatically updates everything.
That's amazing.
If you can make a packaging a feature, what's if people are just listening to this, what's awesome is how beaming, smiling you are talking about packaging, because you're constantly looking for ways of iterating, improving things. Right? Have you always been like that?
What, in terms of general
just wanting to improve things and always make...
Yeah, I think that's like my drive for the company. It's like, I know we're not perfect, and I would love to see a company that is perfect, but I know there's so much for us to do.
You totally wouldn't.
No, we never.
You'd get bored if you were perfect.
Yeah, I know.
You'd go and do the next one. Because you want to fix things.
Involved with it, though.
Yeah.
So it's just knowing that I care so much about the planet. I love it. I just know that it's so beautiful. It's worth protecting. I know that we're going through so many changes. Like, we've got the hottest summer in the year right now, in like record history right now. And yes, it's been beautiful, but it's not always going to be that way. We're going to
and literally, so we're recording this in mid-September, and we have got a drought. And we've started to have insanely intense rainfall. Within the next few weeks, we're going to be in a drought, and we are going to have a massive flash flood somewhere, like a Coverack or a Boscastle, which are, for international listeners, massive Cornish events where towns were almost lost to floods. So we are now in that dynamic where it's just really extreme, and the entire weather and climate are on steroids. It's just so angry and intense all the time.
And it's going to keep going that way.
Yeah, we haven't even started feeling climate change yet. People think we have. No. We're just scratching the surface.
No. And we're in a very fortunate place in England where it's actually okay. There's the countries that aren't doing so well. There's lower income countries which are really going to suffer and are suffering. But I think, like, for me, it's like I'm passionate about it because I see the care. I know we can do more. I know, so like, we can absolutely do more, and like, we all need to take our actions, whether it's a voice, whether it's an action, whether it's just standing up for what you believe in or choosing the better product to buy. I don't know, I just love that we can do something. Like, we've all got energy, we can all do something.
Amazing. You guys were one of the first B Corp companies. Talk to us about what B Corp is and why you think it's important.
Yeah, so B Corp, so we were a B Corp since 2022, which is just after we had that big growth as well. So as a B Corp, it's doing business for good, doing it for better. So you can do business and not really care. So you could be like an oil or gas company and be like, oh, we're just going to take this out of the ground and then we're going to do this and make loads of money. It doesn't really matter. But you can do business in a way where you can use that money for good stuff. So because the company grew with us just before being a B Corp, during that process, we're putting in all the things in place to like be better for our employees. So you get employee benefits, doing things like putting policies in place to try and be better as a business, like how you spend your money locally, how you're looking after your supply chain, how you're making sure they're looking after people and not damaging things in terms of like the chemicals they're using. For us, I feel it's really elevated how we do our sustainability strategy. So in terms of reporting, we don't have to report to the big frameworks like TCFD. We're not that huge in money making and things like this. But it helps us put in a strategy of how we're going to do business over the next till 2040. What type of risks might come in place of like policy, how we do business, what that means. Like it could be an opportunity, it could be like a money saving for us. It could be really good. We could maybe invest in this moving forwards. It could be like how we transport our goods from the manufacturing point to our logistics site, like because of the droughts, for example, we need to go different routes potentially in this frame of years. So being in line with B Corp means that we're really thinking about so many different elements in our business and how we could be better moving forward. So there's also a huge part where we donate a huge amount of our revenue to charitable causes, and that's written into our Articles of Association now. Like we just ensure that every year that we do business, no matter what happens, we're going to be donating to these charitable causes that are making changes to people's lives. So it's something that I'm like so proud of.
You can tell how proud you are of that.
So nice. It makes me emotional of how proud I am with it, because it's like I get to work with them really closely. I get to work with them directly, which is lovely. And as a B Corp, they really hold us up to that and be like, okay, what are you doing for the local community? How are you doing that?
I think people hear B Corp and think, oh, that's nice and warm and fluffy. They don't realise the volume of work and effort and documentation and standards that are required. It's not an easy accreditation to get and to keep, and the bar keeps moving and you have to be reaccredited. And so it's a big commitment for a business.
Yeah.
But I think you really well articulated all those different things that go into the sort of process.
Yeah.
The charity partners, how do you pick and find those?
Yeah, so it's people who are just doing amazing things again. Like, so if I give you an example, so at Blue Earth Summit 2 years ago, I met a guy called Tim who founded Icebreakers with his mate. And Icebreakers is like a cold water swimming group for men. Unfortunately, like him and his teammates lost a pal to suicide. And all the founders have struggled with anxiety and depression and things like this. And they wanted to have a space for men to come together and talk that isn't the pub. So it's like what they do is they meet every Sunday morning, and they meet in a car park. They're then barefoot on the ground in this like next to the waterway, wearing dry robes, and they're just there like, okay, we're going to do a warm sandwich. So it's a bit of qigong, so breath work, like getting their bodies warm to go in the water. They then get in the water, do some more breath work to like ground them, get them in the mode, come back out, do the qigong again, and then they find after that that's when everyone opens up, and they have their teas, their coffees, their bacon sandwiches, and they're just like, they wanted a space where they can bring people to the outdoors using that nature benefit and really, really help them. So we know that it's quite a lot harder for guys to talk, like in general day-to-day situations about how they feel, what's going on at home. But they've really brought this out with guys. The stories that they tell is like they're really changing lives. They really want to bring people outside. And like one of our key like quotes in Dryrobe is like, without change, or like with change comes purpose. So they're bringing people out.
It works on so many levels.
It does. The change robe, the everything, the purpose of the like everything. And it's like they're bringing people out there. So like it's hard enough to get out there anyway. And it's like we want to get to these people who need the product. It's like to reduce that barrier of getting outside, to use it as a therapy of whatever they want to, like to grow a community as well. Like that's what we want to do. So we always look for those guys. Yeah.
What I love is your role clearly touches on every part of the business. Yeah. It's not just on the monitoring, the reporting. It's in the product itself. And you mentioned about using recycled fabrics. Talk about what that means in reality and how hard it is and what it takes to actually embrace that?
Yeah, so we've used them from pretty much the beginning, but 2020 is when everything in terms of the Dryrobe Advance was used, like 100% recycled fabrics. Certification.
Was the first material that Mum put on was that bought or was that?
I think that was bought.
Oh, it's so
I know
close.
it would have been so good. I mean, that's something we should clarify, but I'm pretty sure it's from the fabric shop.
Is his mum still around? So you can ask the question?
Yeah, she pops around. Yeah.
Oh, that's incredible.
yeah. So we also have people coming in from, so our unit's behind Tesco's, and we have people coming from Tesco's who work there like, I've still got my Dryrobe. It's been 10 years and I've still got it. And I'm like, this is amazing. We're like, we'd love to do a case study on it. But recycled fabric. So our materials are polyester and nylon. So I think the polyester is post-consumer, so plastic bottles and things like this. And the nylon outer is from like things like tights.
And is that easy to get now?
Yes. So they're like materials you can readily get. We in terms of like recycling after, we working with Reskin, and we know it's really hard to recycle nylon unless you have huge amounts of it. So they keep stockpiles of anything that needs to be recycled in terms of nylon. But in terms of certification, like we do pay extra. That's the thing, you pay extra for high quality, good performing products that are made from recycled materials and knowing where they come from as well. So we have like our supply chain mapping, which is, as you can imagine, a huge document with all the certifications on it, exactly where it's from, how it's travelled to get from A to B.
And do we have those facilities in the UK yet, or do they need to be internationally sourced?
Yeah, so internationally at the moment, mainly because of the waterproofing of our product, because it is such high waterproofing, you need to make sure it's always going to deliver, which unfortunately we don't have in the UK. There are, like, with every brand, like, you are looking to diversify as much as you can and try and bring it closer to the point of sale of the product, but we're not quite there yet.
Fascinating. That durability part, what do you do in terms of, so you mentioned quality from the start and performance. What do you do in terms of testing and performance to make sure the product is where it is? Yeah,
it's a lot of people in the office and people who are the ambassadors, influencers, who are using the product to the extreme. So making sure that it's getting to where it needs to be. So not much has changed in the Dryrobe Advance since the beginning, if I'm honest with you. It's always been that high quality.
I think that works from a brand proposition perspective, because you're like, the simplicity to the product is what makes it great.
Yeah.
And it's like, we've got this right. It is what it is. It's dependable. It's there.
Yeah.
So I think there'd be a temptation to meddle with it too much, to adjust too many things, and I think it would lose the authenticity and the integrity of it.
I think so as well. And it's like, you know what you're getting. Like the British rowing team, GB, they come out of the water, they immediately grab their Dryrobe, and it's like, we know what we're getting. It's going to help me recover. It's going to help my muscles recover. They might just go for another race. Like, I personally am also a rower, and I'm like, in between my races, you have like 6 to 4 hours, and you're like, I'm so cold, but I know this is going to help me.
There's such a balance there, right? Because you could do a playful thing where post victory they're handed gold ones, but then it becomes tacky and wasteful, and then it pulls against the integrity of the planet impact as well. How do you think about things like that? Because so many, you mentioned guerrilla marketing in the past and things like that. How do you, when there's a conversation around, do we do this from a marketing or a branding perspective, how much do you get a say to be able to go, well, hold on, that's not the right thing for the planet?
Oh yeah, they come up to me like, do you think this is something we should do? I'm like, I don't think we need to be handing out an extra thing. Like, if most of the time it's like, okay, have they had a Dryrobe before? Like, is that something we've already given them? Is it something that they're going to be using as well? Like, is it actually a genuine product that they're going to use? Like, if they're going to be handed it and then they're going to just leave it, it's not the one.
Also, they're not small things.
Oh no.
so and they can't be, right? But if you're not going to use it, you don't want to store a load of Dryrobes, right?
No. And it's also, again, it's like, it's so nice that we do have that internally. Like, we are such a close team, and it is like, okay, is this the right thing to be doing? It comes back to as well, if you're going to be an event in America, like, is this something you are wanting to take over? Or is it something that we want to be handing out over there as well? It's like, is it suitable for the climate? Is it suitable for the event? Is it suitable for the people receiving it?
Where's the next Olympic? Oh, LA, isn't it?
Yes. LA.
It's going to be quite warm in LA.
It's going to be quite warm. Tower Rose it is then.
Great point. Well made. Is there an ambassador or an athlete that you guys don't have that you would love to have?
Interesting. Oof. I think
Formula One would be cool for one of their rain races if you could have like George Russell in one or one of the Formula One drivers.
that would be cool.
Penny's a
is
big
it?
F1 fan nodding
Are
behind the
you?
camera.
Look.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, the rugby
good.
team.
Yeah, I think we've got some things with the local rugby team, which is epic. Yeah, and I think it's one of those things it just grows into, isn't it? It's like when a certain group of people find it, it's like you will see that.
Well, one will be the gateway, won't they? One will be, but oh right,
yeah,
like it was originally. We all want one of those.
Yeah.
Interesting. So it's clear that you're always looking to iterate or improve on things. What's the next change you want to hit to be more sustainable or more environmentally appropriate?
I'd love for when our products come to the very end of life, when Reskin, like they receive a product that it can't be resold, it can't be repaired because it's been worn to crazy, for us to then use that material, put it back into our product. So like properly circular. But it means having that huge amount of recycled material, which is a big feast, which is also hard when your product lasts so long. And you're like, well, we just have to wait then, don't we? We just have to wait. But if there's a way that we can even make a small amount of our products from this, that would be the dream. And you just know it's coming in and like, oh, this is from an old Dryrobe and it's another Dryrobe.
What is the nearest? Is there another product that has a similar composition of materials? So perhaps it's not a Dryrobe, but it's something in a completely different area of the world or business that has a similar composition that you could mix materials with.
Yeah, I think it's, I don't know why I'm thinking dog beds and stuff. But
well, I was thinking when you said about making, my wife loves our chocolate Labrador. I think she would love to have a Labrador Dryrobe.
Oh.
So maybe at the end, Ben's nodding, dog behind.
We've got dog Dryrobes.
Do you?
Yeah.
Why didn't I know this?
You can match your dog with your.
Yeah, it's already a thing.
Okay.
Innovation. It would. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I have used my Dryrobe camping before. Zip it up, lie down, great.
Oh my word.
Yeah, matching.
Okay. Yeah, done.
There we go.
Helen, it's coming home, definitely.
Helen, it's coming home.
Yeah. You mentioned the stuff you do locally.
Yeah.
That is a big thing for the brand, right? The local connection. Can you bring that to life for people?
Yeah. So obviously we're in a small area in Devon, like everyone knows everyone. We want to give back as much as possible. We have a certain percent of what we do charitably goes back locally. So we have the North Devon Surf Reserve. They're right on our doorstep. So where we are in Devon is in North Devon. So we have an epic area for surfing.
It is the place to go.
It's the place to go.
Yeah.
And what we've supported them help that area become a surf reserve. So what that means is they're protecting the waves there, whether it's water quality from the rivers that come down, or whether, or whether it is monitoring the economic impact on what surfing has that area. So if surfing wasn't there, if that surf reserve wasn't looked after, what detriment that would leave the area in, which is huge. It's massive. Like people know the area for surfing.
They do, yeah.
So we support things like that locally as well. We've got the Wave Project we support too, which is like disability in surfing and mental health in surfing.
They do some amazing things.
And they're so lovely. And there's like the guys who run it as well are just so passionate, and like you see the love spill out of them every day, every time you see them. But yeah, so locally we just donate what we possibly can. We also have our yearly second sale, which is just for charities. Like everything that's made from there would just go to local charities in that area. And then most of our hires for the company are in the area as well. I think we've got like, I don't know, 10% that aren't in the area, but we hire locally as well.
And do you have, you literally changed your accent when you said locally.
I know,
then.
it's so bad when I think about it. It happens.
Love it, love it. So do you have a very much an office-based culture? People are in most days together?
It's a hybrid. So we have, we're in the office like 2 days a week on average, I guess. And then we have a thing with like car sharing. So I don't know if you know much about our area, but our office is essentially here, and where me and my friends live is over here, but there's an estuary in between. So you're actually like 4 miles away, but you have to go all the way around. So we do like lots of car sharing and stuff to like ride together. This goes back to what you're saying.
Makes it a feature, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Time together.
So yeah, we're in the office like quite a bit, having a lovely, like it's a very sociable office. Surprised so much work gets done, but it's very nice.
When the team did the research on you guys, one thing came up that I wanted to talk about was the Warmth Project.
Yeah.
Can you say a little bit about that?
Yeah, so that's where we donate at least 1% of our revenue to these charitable causes. So we're essentially giving warmth to whether it's a really small project or a really large project. So going back to like the changing of lives. So we want to really support like quite a few of them. It's like just getting off the ground. We've got the City Surf project in San Francisco. They're helping underprivileged kids get off the streets and into surfing. And then what they also do is like, once they go through the program, they can then come up and be like a head volunteer. And it also gives them the education to like maybe get into jobs in the future as well. So it's like the longevity we're trying to inject into that, like giving warmth to these areas. So it's helping them grow. It's so beautiful. It's so nice.
The threads that connect so many different things. I love the way you as a brand use words to connect things, you know, about the change, the warmth. And do you guys look to other brands in the UK that you think do this well in terms of authentic marketing and things?
Yeah, I think it's with, how do I explain this? So we follow obviously who follows like Surfers Against Sewage and stuff and like what they're doing, and those brands where it's like, okay, they're talking about this lovely way, like that's really nice, we can learn from that. And then we're like, okay, this is a lovely way of storytelling, it really connects to our brand as well, like how we talk about who's using our products in which way. And how I think with the other brands, it's who else is on the outdoor market, what are they doing, like we love being in the space that we're in. We see.
I mean, literally, Guy Haler from Blue Earth Summit was here before you today.
Was he? I thought I recognised him in the car park. Yeah.
So we had Guy, and we're actually supposed to. Giles from Surfers Against Sewage, the chief exec there, was due on this morning, but wasn't very well. So we had a real day focused on the ocean.
Oh, that's amazing! Yeah, I thought I recognised Guy because we kept looking at each other, and I was like, "Is that, do I know?" I'm like pretty sure I know that guy. Yeah.
We should start telling people who's coming so that when they do see other people, they know in the car park.
Yeah, because also I'm speaking at Blue Earth Summit as well, like in a couple of weeks. So we're like, she's on the speaker list. Yeah. Oh.
Love it. So if there was a brand collaboration, a crossover one, is there one you'd love to do?
God, this is amazing. I love anything to do with nature restoration, anything like that. So I know it's like oxygen, huh? Maybe. But yeah, so anything like that, like you guys are awesome. And it's like how do we protect, how do we restore, how do we regenerate? Like we've got the support to do this and we are committed to doing that every year. Like how might we
what we need to do, so on top of this mountain is a swimming lake that you can literally only get to on our estate. And of course, you've got to bring some of your team and go swimming in here and do a photo shoot for the Dryrobes up there.
Amazing.
Ben, what was it? It's like 6 a.m. Like in June, we were up there swimming there because the only way, no, it was 5. Because the only way we could do it was go for the sunrise swim before we had to leave. So there was like 20 of the team up there doing that. And our investment director is very pregnant. And she was the first person straight in this lake at 5 a.m. And it was her fault we did it. She was like, we are doing this right. And we're like, well, we're going to have to do it at 5 then. She's like, yep. So tons of us up there. We can show some at the end. Yeah. So you've got to come and do that. Absolutely. It is incredible.
Yeah, we've got our team thing every year, so that'd be perfect.
Come and do it on one of our estates. We would love to have you. I think what I love about this sector at the moment, there is so many cool companies. Like, so we had Asher Clark from Vivo on. We love them. Tom Sobey from Origin was on. And there's some really amazing. We had a lady called Annabelle Thomas who owns Knockneen Distillery, which is the first female-founded whiskey distillery in Scotland in hundreds of years.
Wow.
And they are super, super sustainable. And she's used like sustainability and innovation as her absolute points of differentiation, which is, you imagine this incredibly elegant, bright, enthusiastic, like either Oxford or Cambridge educated genius walking into a room of tweed clad 60-year-old men going, no, your world's about to change. She's just breathtaking. Yeah, amazing.
She sounds epic.
She is. You would love her.
Yeah.
You would absolutely love her. If we sat down again in X years' time, call it 2030, what do you hope for Dryrobe? What's changed and what's stayed the same?
Yeah, what's changed? Well, I know the climate's going to change. We make a product that's going to keep you warm. So it's like, how do we change this? And I think it'd be so nice if we can innovate in line with that. Like how we stay the top of the changing rooms. Like we've made the category, how we can stay there. how we do that through innovation would be amazing. Like just seeing what we can be at that point, whilst we're all surviving as well, hopefully. And I hope what stays the same is like our care for connecting to nature, getting people outside, getting the way that we still support the charities, the way that we are still like a very family village type of brand, like together.
Is there aspirations to continue growing in terms of scale and number of people and things?
Yeah.
I think keeping. I just wrote a piece on this actually. Most people say as you get bigger as a business, you can't keep the culture the same.
Yeah.
That I think is true. Doesn't mean you can't make it better.
Yes.
So I've never had more fun at OC than we do now. We're about 30 people, but we're 4 years old full stop.
Yeah.
So we've gone from 0 to 30 people and another 10 or 20 in the individual estates. And we've gone from an idea to a business worth 300 million in 4 years.
Yeah.
But it's never been more fun because the people we're bringing in are all exceptional.
Yes.
And I think if you keep recruiting really amazing people, that's what makes it better.
It is, yeah. It's what keeps it all spinning though, isn't it? Like the people you employ are the company, they are the brand. They're the ones who's going to keep it going. Yeah.
Our rule is you only recruit people better than you, because otherwise you get worse every time on average.
Good.
And our rule is if the leading recruiter doesn't pick up the phone and say they're a hell yes, it's a no.
Yeah.
Because if you take a maybe, then everyone's getting worse with it.
And that shows that everyone's a piece of a puzzle somewhere, doesn't it?
That's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you read a lot?
I wouldn't, but I read like 6 different books at one go. I don't know if I'm coming or going, but
Who was it? I once heard you should never only read one book because getting into a book's hard, whereas reading's easy. So as long as you've got multiple on the go.
Yeah, it's how you feel as well, isn't it? Like I can read something about Chinese horoscopes on a Sunday afternoon in the park. I can read this book by Bella McKee before I go to bed. Like, and there's all different things. I read a book about trees, like here and there, or you can listen to like audiobooks on the way to work because it's quite a journey. It's so good. Yeah.
You need a constant flow of information ideas though, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever shut down and...
Yeah, I've actually recently been able to do this.
Oh.
Yeah, so I've been into a habit at the moment where I go home, I then sit with my cat, I lie on the floor with my cat.
Okay.
I just like be.
What's the cat called?
She's called DC.
DC, excellent.
Yeah, she's all the colours. She's also incredible with everything going on. And then I would try and run if I can, or try and gym. But yeah, we'll switch off. Like it's been hard to switch off. Like when you want to keep going, you want to keep doing anything, but your brain needs to. Yeah.
If I stop reaching for information, so if I finish, I'll read something or watch something that's informative or insightful.
Yeah.
If my brain just needs to go to mush and shut down, that's when I know I'm really tired.
Yeah, but you can't get to that point because it burns you out, and to get back off the ground floor is a bigger leap than it would ever be.
I get there every other day or so if I'm at home.
Yeah.
But my wife, if my wife's there, we can sit on the sofa and watch like nothingness. So it would have been Mock the Week or QI or Have I Got News for You, where you don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
That half an hour of decompressing is about the only time I do it.
Oh, I still need to get to that point of watching just Blair. So I watched Black Doves recently, and I was like, this is so interesting.
Oh, I haven't got the patience. Like I can't watch movies. So Ben's a real movie buff, and like, have you watched this or that? I'm like, nope.
No. No, I find it hard to sit down for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I can't.
And just not do anything.
Do you know what the best way to sit down for an hour and a half is? Host a podcast with really interesting people, because then you can just ask them questions.
Beautiful, yeah.
So don't tell anyone, but this is the biggest cheat code in the world, right? So I get to invite really inspiring, interesting, fantastic people and get to pick their brains for a couple of hours. And they think we're giving them something. It's like, no. This is me just getting a learning and development course. No. So over the last 2 years, we've had like 150 people.
Yeah.
So I've just got the most amazing, like, elite course from experts teaching me stuff. And then we get to share back a podcast. And, you and I would have had this exact same conversation in a coffee shop.
Yeah.
Versus actually, there's loads of people who can listen to this and hopefully learn something from it too.
More stuff, yeah.
That's why
That's such a good way of looking at it.
It's like, I feel the luckiest thing that we get to do is this, because it came about as like a natural evolution of...
Yeah.
So Abby, who works in our marketing team, she used to work on a YouTube channel. And when we recruited her, she was like, oh, you should have a podcast. That'd be a cool idea. And we were like, oh, okay. And this used to be a traditional sporting estate shooting room where it would have been a den of iniquity where very old, drunk, rich men would have said how wonderful they were, which you can see all the wine box labels on the wall.
Thing,
and every screw or bolt somewhere used to be a taxidermied head.
Oh my gosh.
It was pretty full on when we first came in here.
Yeah.
And Charles, the amazing guy who ran the estate here, was like, oh, we'll have to change the name of the building. We were like, why don't we repurpose the building into a podcast studio? Yeah, and it first started with us just doing internal ones so people's family could see what they did at work and things. And then all of a sudden it was like, then Rich's mates came and did some shows, and then it just went vroom, and you'll be like the 150th or something person we release. And
I also love that you've never lost the meaning of the building. Like,
we don't want to greenwash the past.
No, you
We
can't.
want to be honest
You
about it,
can't,
but
yeah.
give it a different future. And now we get people who we haven't met before, but telling amazing stories. And
because I really find it hard to tap into webinars. But
they're dull, aren't they?
Oh God, it's so hard. And then it's like, but when you talk to people, it's like, you actually retain it because you get the feeling, you get the visuals, you get the real life stuff.
And we won't go to online ones because they're just crap in terms of production. Yeah. So, and we've had some amazing guests who have said, oh, we could do it, but remotely, can you do it? And we're like, no, because the quality of the audio, the visual, the experience of being together in the room is just so
honestly,
different.
I was when Penny sent over the stuff and I was watching them, I was like, I could watch this all day. I could watch these all day long.
Endorsement.
It's so good. So good, yeah.
You've been incredibly generous with your time and coming in to see us. But my favourite way of ending every podcast is, what is the question you wish I'd asked you that I haven't?
Oh, this is very tough.
What was the one that just went by that you decided not to voice?
I think it was like, how could Dryrobe thrive in like hot countries, hot climates? Because I also don't
You're
know.
worried about that, right?
Yeah. Because I know how the climate's changing. It means a huge innovation. And it's like, how can it be?
And is that a conversation that's happening yet? Or do you think you've just mentally got there first?
No, it's in our sustainability strategy. Yeah.
So the thing that came to mind when you first started voicing that was, so my sport was American football. So I played American football out in the US. And Under Armour, when it first started as a brand, it came up with, rather than being sort of mass market, it was very much, we are a tactical, technical product for high-end athletes. Yeah. And they offered the stuff you wore in winter or the stuff you wore in summer, and there was a definitive gap between it. And my mind went to, what is the version of that where maybe the fur lining like comes away in a different way and you have a more breathable solution type thing? Yeah. So mine went one way that way. And the other way went, it won't be the product that needs to change. It'll be the geographical distribution of the product. Yeah. So it might not be the UK, it would be...
Yeah, the remarketing. So I think that's why I put down on our opportunities, like remarketing in different areas. Yeah. We do have like other products, but I guess it's the breathability and the windstorms, the UV, like all of this stuff, like how that's going to get in, how that's going to be changing. If you think about the brands that we love, like Vivo Barefoot, it's like, well, I really want to support them. What can I wear in summer?
Well, they did like a snow boot. It should have been a crossover with you guys, with the inner lining being... Yeah. So, Asher, I love these boots. I have multiple pairs of them, but I have to wear them with sealskin socks because I don't like your Gore-Tex ones. However, you guys could do an amazing crossover.
That's where it is. Love Vivo Barefoot stuff.
They are really cool. But culturally, it's so similar. Yes. You talk to you guys, you talk to them. The ethos and us as companies, they're so crossover. It's ridiculous.
That's like, I find it really exciting and really hard as well. It's like when you find solutions within our industries and it's like, we should be crossing over, we should be working together, but everyone's really competitive. And it's like, it's known as like secrets, isn't it? And you can't share X and Y and Z. But if we're all aiming to the same thing,
we're really lucky now. So we describe our sector as the natural capital space. Yes. And it's pretty damn open in terms of sharing stuff. I mean, we've played a role in that by being like, look, we'll tell everybody as much as we possibly can about everything we do. About the only bit we don't share is our data algorithm of how we evaluate opportunities and stuff. But that's the equivalent of not sending our accounts to someone.
Yeah.
But outside of that, we'll share our recruitment approaches, how we market things, how we do stuff. Like every podcast is that. Yeah. So I think we're really lucky in the sector it's doing it. And I think it is changing. I think people are getting more open.
I think so. And I think that also comes back with like certification stuff, because okay, that's that certified fabric, that's what we can use, we can go for that. So like we've got the boots, like the sea, like post swim surf boots, and the sole of those is made from like 20% of algae bloom, so otherwise it would be like going to landfill or incineration. But then we use that because EVA is like a not so great material, isn't it? And you can't recycle it, but if you can reduce the amount of that, you're still working towards resource conservation. It's nuts. So then, like, because it's bloom, everyone knows it's bloom, and it's like, go and use bloom, like, go and use it for other things. Like, there's so many EVA products we could use, yeah.
I think you've been my favourite guest in ages. Thank you so just the energy, enthusiasm, excitement about stuff. Thank you so much for coming to visit. It's been an absolute privilege to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me. Honestly, I'm so grateful. I know you said before, it's like we're giving you something, but it's lovely.
And come and visit the estates. That'd be brilliant. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.